Yo, this is my crash out video. Watch the whole fucking thing. First of all, I would like to say, fuck you. Even if you follow me, fuck you. Because I know you didn't defend me. No one did. Not even my fucking friends. And look where I am now. Mad respect to this fuck-ass hate page. I hated you. You almost made me do unimaginable things, but I have gained so much respect over the past few days. They made a group chat. It's now called Samara's Ex Ragers, bro. It was originally called Prayers to Samara. They felt so fucking bad. And I genuinely mean it when I say, I don't care if I sound like a bitch, because fuck everyone. I deserve the biggest apology ever. Alright? And I mean that. So let's start with the fucking video, and we're starting with the fuck-ass Glow House. I would first like to say, no one better attack Tittle. That management quite literally saved my life. I fucking love Michael. If anyone attacks Tittle, you're done. And Gianna. Gianna had the best idea with that Glow House. Bro, I feel so fucking bad for her that it didn't work. And I feel bad even posting this video, but I'm done. So Gianna, I'm sorry. But the Glow House, you never fucking worked. Everyone in it, you're fake as fuck. As much as I love you, please do not send anyone any hate. They probably didn't know, even though I lost 25 pounds in 3 weeks. I never thought I would have to do this. This is bad. And because of you guys, I am getting fucking help. I'm getting a nutritionist, whatever the fuck that is, in Miami. You dumb little shits. So I think the Glow House was my first straw because no one gave a fuck about me, and that was the whole meaning about it. Lynn made the best edit. I think you guys should watch it, and that explains it perfectly because none of you guys give a fuck about me. Don't send them any of them hate, bless their hearts. But fuck, that was my first real crash out. The next one, I'm sorry, I met you, but Joey Live, go fuck yourself, bro. You asked Zuza about Keith Ledger, the bitch. Bro, bless your heart, Zuza. She loved when I called her my bitch, bro. Oh my God, she literally was shocked when you asked her that, and that disgusted me. You're weird as fuck for asking any of these teenagers any of this shit. I hope you get canceled. The next one, bless Jackson's heart. He left his agency for this. He heard Presley. I went to Presley at the Glow House party and I ranted because I was like, bro, fuck. I was crashed out already, guys. But Jackson had a Snapchat story and it was like for Zuza, and then it was like, I miss you. I love you. Rest in peace. That was his agency, guys. Go fucking shit on them. They're pieces of shit. They just want money. They are so money hungry. I'm gonna name drop them. I just got off the phone with Presley. His agent is called Shrega. Starts with an S. Go shit on them for me. For Zuza, bro. Oh my God, she's gonna love me for this. Do you know I even got a sign last night when I was washing my hair? My hair's never bled so pink. It was like, Samara, please do this. So fuck you guys, I'm doing it. Shrega, fuck you, bitch. All right, this is the best one because I bought you a fucking Uber when you were stranded at the airport, you dummy ass bitch, Alexis. Fuck you. Fuck you. Zuza knew every word you said about her, you dumb bitch. You don't think that hurt her? Oh my God, if I ever see you, I don't give a fuck if I'm an influencer. It is so on. I don't care how big you are. I don't care how scary you look. For Zuza, bro, I would do so much shit, and you guys don't understand that. That's what pisses me off. I love you too. Benny, you're next. Fuck you, Benny. Harper built you. We all know it. I don't even have to say anymore. You're a little bitch. You know, I talked to Sky. If she came out with your story, bro, you would look like a dumb shit. And I even want to say it for her because she's getting so much hate. Oh my god, you are the dumbest shit I've ever met. No wonder Harper broke up with you. No wonder she's hurting so bad. Holy fuck. You know this made me thankful for Sammy. Screenshot this and put this in the comments because I look crazy. Guys, I'm getting help because of you. Fuck you. Benny, fuck you. And I hope your account gets banned. That's how much I hate you because Harper gave you everything. So, bitch. I have a whole list built up over months. This is bad. I want to talk about Paul Too Real because I feel like that's necessary. Paul Too Real, I fucking hated you for what you did. Hashtag comedy, like, bitch, be so fucking for real. And I repurposed, I searched up repurpose.io and there's no such thing as, whatever you said. So I'm still a little bit mad. I'm going to say that. But I will say I gained so much respect for you over the last day. Okay? You know what you said in those DMs. Thank you. I needed that. I needed a friend more than anyone, and you showed me that I am gonna be okay. So thank you. Okay, quick serve, so you guys don't think I'm fucking crazy, because I am. Oh, and don't even get me started. These hate pages need a whole new thing, and that job application shit, bro, get it. I swear to God. Oh my God, I'm blessed to have my job and I'm blessed to be me because I've never seen an influencer clock the fuck out of someone like I have. I'm literally commenting, post your face, you dumb bitch, because post your face. I look bad. You are able to screenshot it. Post yours, let me tear you apart, you dummy bitch. You're probably ugly as shit. You look like you have herpes behind the screen. You probably do. All right, you're all sluts. Fuck you! We're not done. We're not done. It's keeping on going, bitch! Quickly, let's take a break from being angry. Let me give a few shout outs to a few people. Kylie, bro. Bro, that girl deserves no hate. You guys are fucking stupid. You don't even know half the shit she's gone through, and fuck you for even hating on her. I'm so sad. And that girl brought me up so much after Zuza passed away. Oh, fuck me. Thank you, Chloe. You guys don't even give a shit. That's how much I know you don't give a fuck about me. But Chloe, bro, was sent by Zuza. I'm straight facing this right now. She was sent by Zuza, and I am so fucking convinced by that bitch. That bitch is my bitch. Bro, she saved me too, the fuck? Dagmara, I don't even have to say a word. She fucking tells me every day, like my own mom, that she's proud of me for being sober. None of you have even thought of that, how hard this has been to face sober. I have wanted to break that shit so hard, but I have genuinely stayed strong for Zuza because she got me out of the hospital. I'm not going back in. Bro, she hated that place, the fuck? Tallulah, Lola, Presley, and Embry. I'm kind of just saying Embry because I really fucking like Presley, bro. Honestly. Presley, your mom. Oh, and Kylie's mom, bro. Fuck, I love them both. God, I don't even have to say it, they know. I have a Sony Angel on my phone, and Presley's mom bedazzled this shit for me so well, and she was like, this is from Zuza, and I was like, oh, I love you. I love you. Thank you. I am at 9 minutes, and this shit is not getting edited. If I have filled with so much rage, I have a lot more people I can list out, but I think I've just realized that I might end a few careers, and I think I should stop. But fuck you guys, I actually hope your career ends. Every name I listed, I hope it ends. All of you, just specifically for Zuza, I am doing this for you. And guys, please show her that you love her. I swear to fucking God, if you love her, you love me, and you would have never have hated on me. So do you even love her? That is how I'm gonna end this video. That. And I almost killed myself on this bathroom floor. So fuck you guys. I'm done. This is my crash out video, unedited. Michael, I might not even send it to you. I'm sorry. I'm done. Fuck you guys.
I found out that my fiance was cheating at our engagement party, and somehow it's even worse than it sounds. You know how people always say, when you meet the right person, you'll just know. Well, that's how I felt about my fiance, let's call him Josh, until I found out that he was a dirty lying cheater. I started dating Josh about 2 years ago, and something that's so funny about this whole thing is that he was always the one that was pushing marriage. He was ready to propose to me 6 months in, and I was the one that kept being like, yeah, no, we are not ready for that. And the minute that I gave him the go-ahead, he proposed like the next week. Josh started to act shady right before he proposed. He changed his password to his computer, his phone, his iPad, which we always shared those things. But I didn't think this was weird because he was about to propose. So, of course, he was trying to keep a secret. But even after we got engaged, he was still acting super shady. He never wanted me to see what he was doing on his phone or who he was texting, just being really secretive. And normally this would raise a ton of red flags, but about once a week, he was doing some kind of cute gesture or buying me some cute wedding themed gift. So I just thought the reason he was being secretive is because he was just continuing to surprise me. Little did I know, he was doing these surprises as a way to make himself not seem shady. Okay, so a few days ago, it was actually our engagement party, and my childhood best friend and maid of honor, let's call her Jade, helped me plan the entire thing. So the entire night, I'm just buzzing around, saying hi to everybody. And at some point, I realized it's almost time for Josh and us to give a toast and thank everyone for coming. So the first person I look around for is Jade, because I knew we had some champagne in the back, and I was gonna ask her to help me go bring it out, but I can't find her anywhere, which, you know, I just assumed that she was busy doing something else because she was doing like a million things that night. And next I look around for Josh, and he's also nowhere to be found, which made absolutely no sense because that man had absolutely no responsibilities at this engagement party other than just attending, just being there. And so far he was not doing that one job very well, considering I looked everywhere for him and could not find him. Eventually I find Josh's mom, and I'm like, hey, by any chance, do you know where your son is? Because I can't find him. And she was like, oh, yeah, I mean, about 15 minutes ago, I saw him going upstairs, but I'd assume he would be back by now. The engagement party was being thrown at Josh's childhood home. So upstairs, there was an extra bathroom and him and his siblings' childhood bedrooms. So my thought was that he just went upstairs to get away from the crowd for a little bit. Immediately when I get to the top of the stairs, I hear some like hushed whispers and giggling coming from the bathroom. And I know those voices anywhere. It's Jade and Josh. And I was like, wait, what are they doing in a closed bathroom together? I don't like it. And I also know that this bathroom door doesn't have a lock on it. So my immediate reaction, it's just to go and open the door on the two of them. And when I open the door, I see that Josh and Jade are standing super close. Their faces like right next to each other, and his hand is on her waist. And immediately when they see me, they freeze. Josh jumps away from her, and then we're just kind of staring at each other for about like 5-6 seconds with nobody saying a single word. Then Jade starts like nervous laughing. She was like, oh my gosh, you totally scared me. You need to be careful because we're planning a surprise for you and you almost ruined it. No, something was not right about that. And in that moment, I had to decide how I wanted to react. I knew that all of our friends and family were downstairs, and to be honest, I had a feeling that something was off, but no definite proof. So I decided that I wasn't gonna get into this right now. I looked at Josh and I said, we need to make a speech and thank everyone for coming. Can you be downstairs in 30 seconds? And he was like, yeah. And I just turned and walked off. So we get downstairs and we make a joint speech thanking everybody for coming to celebrate our love. Disgusting. After we gave our speech, I waited until everyone was distracted and I left because I knew that I needed to figure out what was going on, and I need to do it when Josh was at home and he was distracted by other things. So I get home and I know that the thing that's gonna have every single answer that I want is gonna be Josh's iPad. But again, he changed all the passwords when he started acting shady, so I didn't know how to get in. But luckily, Josh never really been the sharpest tool in the shed. You think that if he was trying to hide something on his iPad, he'd make the password something I would never figure out. But yeah, once I started trying different combinations, he used his birthday. I was gonna figure that one out. So immediately I open the messages on his iPad and I type in my best friend's name and no contact pops up. And I know exactly what that means because I know for a fact that my fiance had my best friend's number. So I type in just her phone number, and there it is. A contact did pop up. A man's name, Steve. Yeah, he changed her name in his phone. And there's only one reason that a man would do that. And when I started scrolling, I saw months and months of text messages between the two of them talking about when they were gonna meet up, saying they loved each other. She was asking when he was finally gonna leave me, and he said, let's just wait until after the engagement party because I want the gifts. That's messed up. I didn't realize he was that bad of a person. I left the iPad on the bed with the messages up so that when he got home, he would see exactly what I saw. I packed a bag and I left. I called my mom and I said, Mom, I'm gonna need you to get home because something really bad just happened. And Jade and Josh have been calling me nonstop the last few days, but I haven't answered either of their calls. I know I'm gonna have to talk to them eventually, but I don't even know how I'm gonna address this issue with either of them. And there's absolutely no way that I'm not getting revenge, so let me know if you want an update.
It's Fun Fact Friday. Grab your mug. It is 34 degrees in Boston, and I don't like it. Just a ground rule, if I may. I've been seeing a couple comments, not a lot, but just a couple, where people are doing some internet digging, and it's not hard to do, I get it. And people are commenting the names of my family members on TikTok as sort of like, I found them. And I know the intention is good. And some of you are even validating to be like, oh, I saw this person and like her story checks out. Fine. But there's a reason why I'm not using names and pictures. I don't want to stoop to their level of doxing people, right? I know that they would do that to me in a heartbeat. I'm not gonna do that. I don't wanna do that. I don't wanna bring that energy into my little orbit. So we're not gonna do that. And just don't ruin it. Don't ruin it for the rest of us. I know the risks associated with going on the internet and telling stories about my family, but there just needs to be some trust here that if you do some digging, you're just gonna keep it to yourself and not dox people. Okay? Okay. So the other day I was talking about how luckily I am not marrying a man that is like my dad, which is a very common thing. But then I went down this sort of rabbit hole where a lot of men seek out women that are like their moms. And I know someone that's doing that. And I know a mom that is eating that up. Also, I'm not crying. My tea is just really hot. So not only has my family just not liked me, but I also don't look like them, which is really interesting. I don't look like my immediate family. I look a lot like my Nana, not nanny, but I look a lot like my Nana because half of my family is like French, Russian, like tan, brown hair. The other half of my family is English, pale, lighter hair. So it was really tough for me when my mom was telling me that I must be adopted because I don't look like her. I don't look like her. I don't look like my brother. I guess I kind of look more like my dad because at least he's pale. But I have never looked like my mom or my brother. And so going out and about, people would ask, you know, who's that? And I'd be like, it's my mom. Like, we just don't look alike. And my mom's, one of her favorite activities is to find girls that look like her to be like, oh, she looks more like my daughter than my daughter. Like, loves to say that. And my little brother started dating a girl who looks exactly like my mom, to the point where my mom would look at photos of her, the girlfriend, and on a quick glance be like, I don't remember taking that photo. And I would think that if I was the mother, that might give me pause. I might not love that. My mom loves it. She loves it. She'll actually go on social media and will call her daughter, and call me the other daughter. So yeah, they take photos together, they'll wear matching outfits, they have the exact same haircut and color. Yeah, it's uncanny. Like, you can't tell who's who from the back. We had an outing, all of us, at one point, like years ago, and someone came, I think it was a waiter, came up to us, we were all out at dinner, was like, oh my God, you look just like your mom. Talking to his girlfriend, and she looks at the waiter and she's like, no, that's not my mom, that's my boyfriend's mom. And my mom goes, oh, I know, she looks more like my daughter than my other daughter. My mom only has one daughter, so to be called the other daughter when the other daughter that you're referencing is just like fully not family and dating your son. Yep. And it's funny because people have been asking, like, how come people didn't notice that you were being treated so badly? Because this was all done behind closed doors. If we were out in public, the little digs and stuff would be so, like, only I would know. Only if you were kind of in on the joke would you know what she was doing. It was never anything, like, out in public, like, big displays. No. And my mom was so lovey and maternal to random people. Like, my mom became really close with this family that had a little girl in her neighborhood, and she would like bring this little girl over. It's like, what, as I'm an adult, like, this is honestly like in recent years, would like bring this little girl over, and they're baking together and they're making dinner and they're watching movies, and I'm like, what is going on? Yeah. And my mom would be working in different like retail stores and liquor stores, and when I would visit, there would be so many girls that would be like, oh, I think your mom is like my mom here. We all call her our mom. Must be nice. But yeah, no, my mom absolutely like eats up the fact that her precious little angel boy is dating a girl that is genuinely her replica. Oedipus much? My brother definitely would not even get the Oedipus reference. I don't think he can read. Happy Fun Fact Friday!
Am I the asshole for leaving my children's step-siblings in the care of their babysitter when my ex and his wife were in an accident? I, 32 female, have 2 children, 11 and 10 with my ex-husband, 34 male. We divorced 7 years ago and have not been able to remain on good terms. He remarried 3.5 years ago, and the bad blood between us grew worse at that point. She was never happy about my presence at school functions for the kids. She'd always make a point of sitting between me and my ex and complaining that the kids would hug me first. They're your children. She's insecure. Oh God, another one. That wasn't the worst of it. At one of these school functions, she accused me of pinching her daughter. Luckily, others saw what happened and knew that I didn't, but this woman went ballistic accusing me. Why? I stopped her 4-year-old at the time from falling over. Girl, nah, you're not the asshole. You thought I was going to hurt your child when I stopped her from getting hurt. I will never be around your children alone. Absolutely not. No, you're not the asshole. After that, I made sure I sat on the other side of the room as them and swore I would have nothing to do with this woman's children. She has 2. The lucky thing for me is my kids aren't that close to them. They never asked to invite them over or include them in birthday parties that I throw for them. It makes it easier to keep my distance, so no more accusations come my way. This woman still brings up the pinching accusation and how she should have called the cops and had me thrown in jail. A few weeks ago, my ex and his wife were in a car crash. It was his custody week. We split the kids 50-50. His babysitter called me after they didn't come back home and told me she had no idea what to do, and I was one of the emergency contact numbers that was given. I tried to call him and he didn't answer, but then I got a call from his mom. She told me about the accident and the fact they would be in the hospital for a while. I told my ex's mom the babysitter had called me and they might want to send someone to pick up the younger kids. After that, I went and picked up my kids. The babysitter wanted me to stay or take all 4. My kids wanted to go home and they didn't want their step-siblings there. I told the babysitter the other kids weren't mine. I gave her my ex's mom's number so she could call her. The only number my ex gave her was mine and another one that wasn't working as emergency contacts. The kids and I stopped by the hospital the next morning, and my ex was pissed that I left his stepkids with the babysitter and didn't do more for them. I refused to engage with him on that in front of our kids, but his anger intensified. What? No one in his family or hers would take care of the kids. He wanted me to do it, but I said no. I told him I was nothing to his stepkids, nor would I ever be anything to them. I was not risking his accusation-happy wife to try to destroy me with her lies. The fact that neither his family or her family stepped up to take care of the kids while they were both in the hospital says a lot about them. Says a whole fucking lot about them. His mother was aware that he was in a hospital, but did not bother to go to the house to go sit there with the kids to relieve the babysitter. That says a fucking lot. Sucks to suck. My ex is still pissed at me. He's called me every name under the sun since the accident. His wife was hurt more seriously than him, and she's not even close to being fully recovered, while he mostly is. I think that's fueling this even more. But his anger towards me has led me to document all interactions that we have because he's so volatile with me. He told me that I should be ashamed for taking our issues out on his stepkids. Nobody did that. Nobody did that. I protected myself. The last time I tried to help your stepkids, your wife took that shit and ran with it. To this day, she still fucking accuses me of pinching her child. But you want me to take your two young kids to my house unsupervised while you guys are incapacitated. What kind of fucking sense does that make? No, you call me what the fuck you want, but you won't call me stupid because I'm not going to get caught up with that. I feel like I did the right thing because those kids are not my concern even under the circumstances. My concern is more about any accusation she could throw my way and how that could affect me being a mom to my kids. But I can also see where that might be heartless given what the circumstances were at the time. So am I the asshole? No, baby, you're absolutely not the asshole. You did everything you were supposed to do. You answered the phone when the babysitter called you. You went and picked up your kids. You let his mom know the kids were with the babysitter. You gave the babysitter another number to call to get somebody to come and relieve her. You did everything you were supposed to do. You don't have a good relationship with these people. You never have had a good relationship with this woman. She's been accusing you for at least a year of hurting her child, even though there were witnesses that can confirm the exact opposite happened. You being worried about whatever accusation she would come up with after you took care of her child without anybody else around is 100% valid. If they were going to need help eventually, she should have fucking thought about that. You're not wrong for wanting to protect yourself. I know it's going to be a whole lot of people that are going to come in the comment section, but they're just kids and the kids are innocent. And I just couldn't imagine leaving it be fucking for real. Be fucking for real. This child, their mother has already accused you of hurting this child. So you're going to jump at the chance to take that same child to your home with nobody else around. Be fucking for real. Be fucking for real. No, I don't give a fuck, child or not. Your mother's insane. So, baby, unfortunately, you got to stay here with the babysitter.
If you don't control your mind, someone else will. Women have to learn how to honor their intuition. That's a gift to women from the Divine Mother, from a higher power, from Source. It's a gift to help us navigate through this world, right? Those inner knowings, those fleeting thoughts, you have to sharpen that. Because if you don't, you will lose your way. You won't gain your way, right? And men know, even if they don't consciously know, they know that that inner knowing, that women's intuition, that spiritual connection we have with Source, because we are Source, is our weapon in life. This is why men develop things like religion, right? Patriarchy, things that fuck with women psychologically. So, you develop your intuition by honoring it and not allowing men to convince you that it's all in your head. Because men do that. Men do it to me. As intelligent as I am, men will try to dismiss what I'm saying or make it seem like I don't know what I'm talking about. Because some things just cannot be proven, but it is so. And so they develop things like the system of degrees and schooling, which doesn't always validate things. Going to school and passing doesn't necessarily mean that you're intelligent or that you know what you're talking about. But that's a way to invalidate women's natural gifts. So anytime I talk about male nature or anything that doesn't feel good to men or they don't want women to hear, they ask me, do I believe in God? Or they leave Bible scriptures in the comments. Or they tell me what God said, right? That's a tactic to keep women in control. Because women are very conservative. Women want to follow the rules. This is why men like to put women in supervisory positions, because women are going to enforce rules because they want to follow them. This is why women will tell on you for not following the rules. That's how women are, right? So religion is an easy way to keep women under control. But fortunately for me, I didn't grow up with the dogma of religion. I've probably been to church maybe 5 times when I was a child. And I only remember it because it was like Easter and I had to dress up. I don't know, do kids still do that? Dress up for Easter? Anyway. So when men say that to me, it has no effect on me because I didn't grow up under the mind control of religion. So I don't view the Bible and God as a tool to control and manipulate me. I use it to control and manipulate my world. The Bible is a grimoire. Quoting Proverbs and Psalms to me doesn't make me feel like I'm doing something wrong. But that's what men do. It's their go-to. They do it to me all the time. And it's a psychological thing. They see my name Lilith, right? Babylon, the Queen of Sheba. All of these things play a role on how men view me. And so their best weapon formed against me, or what they think, is religion and quoting Bible scriptures. That shit has no effect on me at all. I don't think God is what man says God is, because I don't live in fear the way man lives in fear. So I don't believe that God is sitting somewhere up there waiting to punish us for the free will he gave us. I don't believe that karma is people being punished. The only thing that's happening, people are receiving the results or consequences from their actions. That's it. God is not going to seek vengeance on your behalf because you don't like what somebody did to you. That's not how that works. Right? So you may see somebody suffer something or something bad happened to them. It wasn't because God was up there and said, you know what? They did that thing to that person. I'm going to just punish them. That's not how that works. God is not going to punish me for having a mind, but I will get punished for not having one. The most powerful weapon against humans is psychological attacks. The media, propaganda, social media, anything that penetrates the mind is the most powerful attack. If you don't control your mind, someone else will. And because women live in a constant state of fear of being punished. Why do women live that? Because women live in a constant state of guilt and shame. And men use it to attack you. That's why they shame single mothers. That's why they're having a ball with women possibly losing their food stamps. This is why women, try to punish women, you know, who don't live in a religious way. There's a lot going on with the mental of women, gaslighting, all these things that when men see that that shit doesn't work on me and I see beyond it, they start asking me about the Bible, or they ask me if I believe in God. Of course I do. I am she. The more secure you become in your woman's intuition, your gifts. See, men say things like, oh, if there's women intuition, why do you get caught up with men who are not good for you or end up in certain situations? Because life requires experience. And just because you have gifts, that doesn't mean you're going to not have bad experiences, which is not really bad, it's just lessons. We all go through things for our journey, but people will try to make you believe that if your life is not perfect, then what you have is not working. And it works on women because women believe there's like some magic spell that's going to absolve them for having experiences in life. You cannot read your way through life. You cannot watch YouTube videos through life, your way through life. You have to have experiences. So you take what I give you and you go out in the world and you use it, you test it, you sharpen yourself. Right? Men know how fearful women are, and it's ingrained, right? It's the subtle things. It's the insidious, you know, spells that women are placed under, all because they want control of this, because where the mind goes, the body flows. Their number one weapon is the Bible and religion, and to have you believe that if you don't live a certain way, that God is going to punish you. They've done it to black people for hundreds of years, and men do it to women, right? Fortunately for me, again, that's not something that I had to unlearn. I never lived with the dogma of religion. This shit doesn't affect me. But I know that there is a higher power, and I know the power of words. I know the effect that I have on people. I know the seeds that I plant in the minds of people. I know where my power is. And when, you know, and only men do this. Only men talk about the Bible. They want you to go back to your Bible when you start to recognize things about them, because that's how they have a hold on you, through religion and the control of your mind. Men don't want an aware woman, because an aware woman is going to see him for who he is, and then she's going to choose whether she wants to deal with him or not. A lot of men don't have the luxury, as I say before, right? Pick, choose, and refuse is something that I learned from my father, right? Most men don't have the luxury to pick, choose, and refuse. So they have to rob you of your ability to choose, to think and to choose, so that they can have access to you. If women exercise the power of choice, most men would be rejected. And men know this. If women started, because women are already starting to do this, when they start really picking and choosing men from just liking them and them being good people, most men will be rejected. Most men depend on you not having anything. That's why they're celebrating women not being able to get government assistance. They depend on you being less than them. They don't want a whole and complete woman, because a whole and complete woman requires the man to be whole and complete, and men don't want to do that. They just want to fulfill their purpose. And for many of them, their purpose is to just have some sort of power over something, whether it be, women and children, because they don't have power in the world. Most men are powerless. Most men will perish powerless. Nobody will know most men in the world. They will perish, and their family will put them in a hole in the ground, and dirt will be thrown in their body, and nobody will care. That's why they need kids, because most men Nobody will know them. Most men will not make a mark in the world, but I already have. Women from all over the world log in to see my content. Australia, Germany, Africa, right? All parts of Europe. I have what most men will never have in life. And so this is why they come under my posts quoting Bible, because they need for me to get back to where they think women should be. And that's the only place. When women are in that lowly place, that's the only time most men will have any power. They don't have it to compete with powerful men in the world. So they need to control women. Observe how most men respond to women who have lifted the veil, women who see things for what they are, women who are tapped in or are tapping into their divine feminine power. Observe how the men act to those women. It's a direct threat to them having access to women, because the fact is, the higher a woman ascends, the less attractive most men are. It's easier for an ascended woman to be by herself. Most men cannot live without women, literally and figuratively. They will literally and figuratively perish without women. And in order for most men to have access to women, women have to be less than. Mentally, spiritually, men like women how they are. Men like broken women. Men like uncontrollable women. They like that because it's predictable. It's our raw feminine way, right? Destructive. They like that because they know what to do with that. Many men don't know what to do with a woman who has evolved out of that, because there's not a lot of women like that, and they don't know how to handle that. They feel raw. They feel seen. You can't save those women. Those women, we saved ourselves. And so they don't know where they fit. And so they need for you to go back to what they know. There's a lot of games being played with you psychologically. You know how many men told women to not follow me? How many women come to me and say, there's this man and he showed, like, men will show my page to women and say, don't follow her, because they don't want you to start using this. Because when you start using this, you start rejecting them. That's just the way that it is. And it's not about disliking or hating men. It's not about misandry. I'm beyond that. I've never been a misandrist, but that's child's play. When you evolve, you just start seeing humans for who they are. And then it's no fantasy there. It's nothing to desire or chase. You start dealing with men on a different level. And most men can't handle that. Most men will never ascend. Most people will never self-actualize. If that's most people, then most people need for you to be at the bottom where they are. This is why ascension, women have to rid themselves of male-centeredness. Because when you ascend, you're going to start seeing men differently. And it'll create a disdain for you within you, or it'll create an indifference in you. The goal is to be indifferent. You never want how men are to affect who you are and what you are, right? A young woman told me yesterday she wishes that she could dress up like me, or, be like me, what she sees. And I said, don't let this place turn you into a man. Don't let this place turn you into what men want. Don't let, being around men, being in environments with men, being in a world with men, chip away at who you are supposed to be as a woman. That's what happens to women, because women look for acceptance and understanding and validation from men. They cannot give you that. They don't have the power to. Men want to have the power to give and take from you. They don't have that power. But many of you give it to them because of religion, patriarchy, insecurities, and all of these things that are psychological attacks on women. Once you lift a veil, you start seeing things for what they are. And then you start playing your own games.
Join the live and comment LeBron James.
I'm gonna piss a lot of women off with this one, but I don't care. I just seen a creator make a video where essentially she is saying that choosing to become a mother, choosing to become a wife, pretty much as a woman shows that you're lazy. And I 1000% agree with her. The easiest thing that you can do within society is to find a role as a woman to put yourself in, because as a woman, your ego is determined how well you fill the roles that society has put you in, because it benefits the patriarchy. In order for you to fulfill those roles, you have to neglect doing the inner work of understanding who you are as a person, not just a woman, not just the person who you're thinking that you should become if you're married or if you have children. This is an ego death for a lot of women once they realize that after they got married and after they had children, they commonly say, I lost myself. I can't be in a relationship with a man without losing myself. Now that I have children, I look in the mirror and I don't know who I see. As a woman, patriarchy was never created for you to self-identify while also fitting into the roles that you are supposed to fit in as a woman. This is why I say that if you are a woman who has children and you are married, in most cases, you're not going to reach a level of ascension. In most cases, it's not going to happen. I think of it as having a 9-to-5 versus being the entrepreneur. Most people don't want to lose or leave their 9-to-5 because they were hired to fulfill a role. And so when you get hired, you sign off a document of your job duties and your job responsibilities for the role that you were hired to do. When you are an entrepreneur, there is no set role for you. And anyone that's made a transition from working 9-to-5 to becoming an entrepreneur like myself understands the level of self-understanding that you have to obtain to be able to do such a thing, because you don't have a clear-cut role anymore that your job and your paycheck is like being based upon anymore. It's not steady, it's not stable. And so things like fear, things like imposter syndrome, things like doubting yourself, these are things that have to come up in order for you to understand who you are at your core outside of the role that you fulfill for another person in society. So when I say that married women that have children are lazy, I'm not talking about lazy as far as the level of functionality that they have. A woman that is married and a woman that has children, she is high functioning for everyone else but herself. A wife already knows, I need to wake up before my husband. I need to have food ready. I need to kiss him before he goes. I need to help us make our bed. I need to go work my 8-hour shift. I need to come back and I need to go pick up the children. And then I need to come home and I need to prepare food for us. Then I need to take care of the children, help them with homework, get them cleaned up, put them to bed, and then sleep with my husband. Because that's a job. That is the job that you signed up for, and that is the role that you have to fill. You do that every day for the rest of your life, 365, 24/7, or at least until your children are old enough. That would be considered busy work. A lot of us go to work at our 9-to-5, and a lot of the time we're just given busy work. Like I literally look at being a mother and a child like looking at a factory worker. You're assembling the same stuff over and over and over and over. You're not having to use your brain. You're just in autopilot. Most women who are married and they have children, they're in autopilot. They are a factory worker within their own family, doing the same habitual thing over and over and over with no ability to have any freedom within their mind to be able to even do it and physically have it happen. This is why a lot of marriages end once women have a thirst or they start doing the work of self-mastery and self-discovery. Because they realize that this role that they have put themselves in, it was never a role that they really wanted to be in. They just didn't do any self-discovery before they decided to sign up for this role. Once again, when you're young, you only know about the common types of professions. Nurse, doctor, police officer, firefighter. It's not until you get older that you realize that there are all of these other like super not talked about jobs that exist in society. And so once you realize that you get older, you find out more about yourself, and then you understand these other types of jobs. You're like, I don't even like the job that I'm doing. If I would have known that XYZ existed, I would have done this instead. Because you only were able to acquire that information through time and discovery of other things. This is why the patriarchy is so adamant on women getting married very young and having children very young. They don't want to give you enough time to be able to have that self-mastery and self-discovery for you to actually sit down and ask yourself, who am I? Not what do I want, who am I? Even on the video that the creator made when she was originally speaking of this, a woman wrote a comment saying that that's not true. And she was talking about how she's married, she has children, she has an MBA, she works for like a Fortune 500 company, she owns a nice house. Those are all roles. Those are all societal things. Those are all rooted in the ego. If I were to put a gun to your head right now and ask you, who are you? And you can't name your role. So you cannot name your role as a wife, a mother, a daughter, a sister, an aunt, whatever your profession is, whatever type of car that you drive, whatever neighborhood that you live in. If I put a gun to your head and say, you have to tell me who you are and you cannot name any of those things, most women would not be able to do that. Patriarchy grooms women to take pride in what they do for other people, not who they are to themselves. Please do not waste your time and waste your beautiful life putting yourself in predicaments where you are trying to seek your worth based off of how you can fill a role to other people. We're brainwashed and we're groomed to do this at a very young age, and it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work to be able to deconstruct all of those things. It also takes a lot of backlash from other people. You have a higher chance of being outcasted when you don't fit the status quo of being a mother and being a wife. That takes a level of self-reflection, and that is going to force you to have self-mastery, because who are you when you don't have a ton of friends to hang around? Who are you when you don't have anyone to go be social with and drink and party? Who are you when you don't have your husband at home or you don't have a ton of children to run around after? These are uncomfortable truths that a lot of women find themselves facing after they've become a mother and after they've become a wife. Don't be one of those women. Figure that stuff out as you get older. That way, when it comes the chance for you to actually have those options in front of you, you're able to make them understanding and having a core identity, not trying to fit into the identity that society wants you to fit in.
If you are living with your mother-in-law, please, I need you to persuade me. I never thought I would even ask myself this, because I promised myself that I would never live with an in-law, but here I am entertaining this fucking question. My husband just laid a bomb on me. He said, an opportunity presented itself. How would you feel living with my mom? I don't even like living with my own parents. Why do you think I would want to live with yours? She's getting older, she lives alone, he's concerned, he's worried, I understand, but parents tend to nag, parents tend to say something about your outfit or how much weight you've gained or come uninvited. I'm terrified. My thing is, as long as the house is split into 2 different floors, right? She has a different entrance to ours. There is no fucking secret door where she can slip into ours. No, she will never have keys to our house. You know, shit like that. I try to think of any positive outcomes and it just ends with somebody holding a knife, and I'm scared. So just in case this deal goes well, I would like to be prepared. I want to write a clear contract that I want him and his mom to sign. And if anyone breaks it, I end up with like $1 million, something like that. I had a friend in Argentina who met a guy that lived in Brazil. So once they got married, she had to move to Brazil. But it turns out his parents were living on the 3rd floor and they were going to end up living on the 7th floor of the same building. So she made his parents sign this contract that says, once a month, we meet to eat dinner. No more, no less. Do not ever stop by to drop off something, check up on us, none of that shit. You will never have access to our keys. She told me that they both signed it. And a few months later, when I asked about the contract, she was like, yeah, they don't respect it at all. But I just want to be prepared because I'm not her. If I put my foot down, it's down. Also, do bangs tend to get shorter? I swear to God, I didn't lay scissors on them again, but I feel like they're getting shorter.